Hi, Mickey class. I want to read another story today. This one is called The Dinosaur Who Lost His Roar. I have another dinosaur book because I just really like dinosaurs. The author of this book, the person who wrote it, is Russell Punter. It was illustrated by Andy Elkerton. That means Andy drew the pictures. Let's see what the back of the book says. This tells us what the book is about. It tells us that Sid enjoys scaring the other dinosaurs with his mighty roar. They don't find it so funny. But what would happen if Sid ever lost his voice? He's about to find out. When you lose your voice, that means you can't talk anymore. So sometimes when you're sick, you lose your voice. If you sing a lot or talk a lot or scream a lot, then you may also use your voice too, and maybe you will sound like, in English we say, like you have a frog in your throat. You can see that this book has a CD inside that will read you the book. So this tells it to you in British English, and this tells it to you in American English, because remember, they sound different. Let's see. This is a story about 5 dinosaurs: Sid, Spike, Ross, Ollie, and Rex. Sid lived in the middle of a big forest. He liked living in the forest. He liked crashing through the bushes. He says, "Woohoo!" He liked climbing tall trees. Yippee! And he liked splashing in the river. Wahey! But most of all, Sid liked scaring other dinosaurs. Roar! They say, yikes! Whoa! He had the loudest roar of all. One day, Sid went for a walk. He saw Spike, but Spike didn't see him. Spike was picking berries. These look juicy. Sid crept up behind Spike and gave a roar. Splat! Spike got covered in squashy berries. Ha ha, laughed Sid. That's not funny, Sid, said Spike. Sid just grinned and stomped on his way. Ross was catching fish. Come here, little fishies. Sid crept up behind Ross and gave a roar. Splash! Ross fell into the water. Ha ha, laughed Sid. That's not funny, Sid, said Ross. Sid just grinned and stomped on his way. Hee hee. Ollie was collecting eggs for her dinner. I'll have fried eggs tonight. Sid crept up behind Ollie and gave a roar. Crack! Eggs went everywhere. Ha ha, laughed Sid. That's not funny, Sid, said Ollie. Sid just grinned and stomped on his way. Ho ho. When Sid got home, his throat hurt. The next day, Sid went for another walk. He saw Spike picking berries. Sid crept up behind Spock and gave a croak. Spike laughed. Ha ha, Sid, you've lost your roar. You can't scare me anymore. Sid went red in the face and tiptoed away. He's so embarrassed. Sid came to the river. Ross was fishing. Sid's throat hurt, but he still wanted to roar. He crept up behind Ross and gave a croak. Ross laughed. Ha ha, Sid, you've lost your roar. You can't scare me anymore. Sid went red in the face and tiptoed away. Sid came to the tall trees. Ollie was collecting eggs. Sid's throat still hurt, but he wanted to roar. He crept up behind Ollie and gave a croak. Ollie laughed. Ha ha, Sid! You've lost your roar. You can't scare me anymore. Sid went red and ran all the way home. Sid didn't feel like being laughed at. It felt bad. He didn't like having a sore throat either. So he ate a spoonful of honey, drank some warm water, and went to bed. These are good things to do if you are sick or you have a sore throat. The next day, Sid's throat was better. He decided to visit Spike, Ross, and Ollie. I'll say sorry for scaring them, he thought. Then we can be friends. Sid went to the berry bushes, but Spike wasn't there. That's odd. He went to the river, but Ross wasn't there. That's funny. He went to the tall trees, but Ollie wasn't there. That's strange. Sid saw some footprints. They were at the bushes and the river too. They weren't Spike's. Too long. They weren't Ross's. Too wide. And they weren't Ollie's. Too deep. Sid followed the footprints. The footprints led to a huge dinosaur called Rex. The friends are saying, "Please don't eat us, Rex." Rex had taken Spike, Ross, and Ollie home for dinner. Sid wanted to scare Rex. But did he have a roar? There was only one way to find out. Sid crept up behind Rex. He gave his biggest, strongest, loudest roar. Whoa! Rex was terrified, so scared. He ran off and didn't look back. 3 cheers for Sid, cried the others. Yay! Hooray for Sid! His mighty roar saved us from that dinosaur. And now, all of the dinosaurs are friends. So first, Sid had a roar, and he didn't use it to be very nice. He used it to scare his friends. But then he decided that he wanted to be friends with them. Then he used his roar for good, to save his friends. So that is our story for today. And I will see you more tomorrow.